Hello, dear viewers. Thank you for joining me today for your daily tarot reading. I ask you to choose the stone that you have a hunch you should choose. And also, we have the golden nugget card at the end if you want further clarification from your reading. And we also ask that your intuition be light and bright and hear what it needs to hear. All right, and with that, we will begin. For those of you that chose the green turquoise, we have the Three of Coins. We have the Knight. Oh, we have the Death card in the middle, and we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so the Death card is simply an ending with a certain finality. That is about acceptance. It's about, yep, it's done. So something must be ending. Now, I think there's a lot of action here in these cards surrounding. So I think you're an active participant in this, whatever is ending, actually. Because whether you're the Knight of Swords, which is charging ahead and saying, that's it, there's even a feeling of a little bit of aggression there, whether that's you ending something like here and now, or that's somebody else that you're ending something with. There's an ending there. Now, the Knight of Swords, sometimes I feel like gets a negative reading, but there can be a real positive with the Knight of Swords too. Sometimes it's when we get really upset about something. We're upset about a pattern, or we're upset about something that continues, that everything within us knows it should not. That sometimes that is the animus for a positive change in our life. And sometimes we just do need to charge forward and assert ourselves and say, that's it. And whether that's to other people or to ourselves, sometimes we need to be assertive with ourselves and say, I am not doing this anymore. Self, take notice. We're doing something differently. And this may have to do with something you're doing to build your security. Now, the coins, they can be health or wealth or other sources of security. This can be work. This can be some creative endeavor, something you're building for the future with maybe support from others or advice from others or expertise from others, or simply in consultation with others. But there may be something that I feel like is bringing greater security into your life, and so you feel like it's time to end something else. I don't know if that's what's going on, or if there could be somebody who is sort of creating trouble that you want to end an association with, or end to excess communication with. You have some people, and especially if this is a work situation, there are some people where you can't end communication with them, but you can really decide to avoid them. So there's that too. And maybe spend more time with people who are supportive of your work. So this can be a number of different things, but there is an end to something that feels to me like it was supposed to end. And there's real building here. Building something better and for a more peaceful and secure future. And this can also be this is a representative of a plan that's sort of halfway to maturation, halfway to completion, and you keep moving ahead with it. But it feels to me like with all these action-focused cards on either side of this card, that perhaps you're taking an ending and you're using it as a jumping off point for something new and good. So very interesting, very interesting. I just ask that you find yourself somewhere in that interpretation, because Spirit is using all of these words today to help you to choose the ones that fit for you. For those of you who chose the white and black stone, we have The Four of Coins, the Four of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. Interesting. Look at all that stability there. In fact, such stability sometimes that it's a little like, oh, I'm hanging on to my stability. But the four and the four. So four of Wands, that's a nice happy card. That's like increased contentment in your home environment, or a nice get together, or an improvement in your home, physical improvement in your home, like these two have decorated, or I think even an emotional improvement in the home because they're smiling. There's a sense of exuberance. There's a sense of joy there. It can be about a certain moment that's coming in that will be quite nice and enjoyable. But there's definitely the sense of being blessed. We have the doves up here. There's definitely a sense of being blessed in this, sort of blessing from spirit. And the Four of Coins, that's always an interesting one. I feel like that's people hanging on to their security a little overly tight because maybe they feel like it's threatened. So whether your security, you feel a little less secure financially, or as far as your health goes, or yeah, as far as your wealth goes, you're fine. I mean, you should be celebrating instead, is what I'm really getting. You will hang on to your security. You notice in this card there are factories in the background. Once in a while, this card can signify greed or a miserly kind of outlook on things. So I don't know. I always see fearfulness in this card personally because, well, if somebody is a little bit miserly or a little greedy, what is that? That's fearfulness. About, will I have enough? Do I have enough? Will someone take it from me? You know, that's fearfulness. I think that whenever I see this figure, I always think she has no reason to worry because look at, she is well dressed, she is comfortable, she is in good health, and she has plenty. I always think that's the main message of that card. So whether this is about you, a sense of insecurity you have or somebody else has, I just don't see any sense of that, any reason for that. We have the Knight of Cups here, and that could be somebody coming in with a good message. It could be someone trying to make a good impression. It can be somebody trying to express some interest in you as well. Or you're trying to express some interest in somebody else or make a good impression. But that Knight of Cups is looking very good, bringing a very welcome message. But not always, he's putting his best foot forward. He's not always everything that he appears to be. So there may be a sense of wanting to be careful there too. But I just don't see, I feel like this is the heart of your reading, and I feel like there's stability and a joyful improvement happening. And this could be a gradual thing, but happening in your home environment. I just don't think you have to worry about the unknown with this person. I mean, maybe it just is a good message and you don't need to analyze it too much. And this, I don't think you need to worry about losing your security. So I think this is just it's a reassuring kind of message. Yeah, very interesting. But minor arcana, not a huge deal. This isn't about this, huge time in your life. This is about this time today or this time in the week. Okay, for those of you who chose this red and white stone, which I think is just so beautiful, we have the Devil, we have the Seven of Swords, we have the Queen of Coins. Well, there could be somebody in your environment who's kind of greedy or kind of wanting to take more than their fair share with this Seven of Swords. Maybe they got plans to take more than their fair share or try to get away with something like that. And this can be the card for greed and avarice. So there may be some of that. I'm thinking this is saying you're okay, you are financially going to be okay, you're going to be okay as far as your stability goes. Sometimes, if you're somebody who is good at establishing a certain amount of stability and security in your life, and I'm not talking perfect perfect. I'm not talking, it doesn't have to be great wealth. It doesn't have to be tremendous security, but a heck of a lot more security and stability than a lot of people have. Sometimes that can attract people who kind of want to live off of that a little bit, or stabilize themselves from that, or enjoy some of what you've earned and what you've built. So there could be a little bit of that going on. If you're a Queen of Coins type, you're kind of an Earth Mother anyway, or Earth Father, and you you just kind of naturally tend to want to help people practically. You do like giving, you do like providing needed things, tangibly needed things to other people. But it's most important for you to have that too in your own household, because the King and Queen of Coins just are. I mean, that's just very important to them. So I think that you're fine regardless. But maybe this is bringing your attention to somebody who wants to take more than their fair share because they're not so good at creating that for themselves. So maybe it's this message is just saying, be aware of that. You'll be fine regardless because you tend to be. You're not going to risk your own security for anything like that. This can also be about worry. The devil is sometimes comes up when we're bedeviled by worry a little bit. And maybe we're worrying about somebody having a hidden agenda. But maybe the problem is the worry more than anything. Because I just don't see reason to worry in this reading, because you're good at establishing and keeping your security. I just don't see any reason for worry. So sometimes the devil can come up when we're bedeviled by sort of an obsessive worry. Or, there could be some kind of hidden agenda that you've got, plans that you've got that you want to keep close to the vest, and you're worrying about it. Some things that want to intrude into your thoughts, and just, maybe there are a lot of thoughts with all those swords that are bothering you. Well, I don't know what the answer is to that, but sometimes a reading like this will kind of highlight that and say, you're carrying something that's bothering you. Maybe you need to talk to somebody about it, or maybe you need to just shine a spotlight on it and say, that's nothing to worry about. Do I really have to worry about that? Because sometimes that's the case too. We don't need to. Our brain can travel along certain thoughts, and swords can be thoughts over and over. And sometimes we just don't need to. The point is, this reading is saying you have security and stability. That's the point. You're good at it. You got it. Please know that. And the Queen of Coins, she can enjoy the physical pleasures of life too. Like, she can enjoy her garden. She can enjoy the outdoors. She can enjoy a good meal. She's very physical. She can enjoy a hug. She can enjoy affection. She can enjoy all of those kinds of things. She can enjoy cooking sometimes. She can enjoy gardening sometimes. I think that's the deal. Enjoy yourself. You are safe. You are secure. We don't need to waste too much time on being bedeviled. All right. So if you would like to have a little more clarification, the gold nugget card is the Six of Swords. Okay. So if any of you have been having some challenging circumstances where you have been dealing with this fact or that fact or the other thought or the other plan, and it's just been a gradual kind of process that's been a little heavy. It's, you're carrying your lessons on your back. It's been a little tough. You are going into calmer waters. That's what this is. You're moving into calmer waters. Sure, it is gradual. Gradual is okay. A lot of times, I don't know about you, but I really chafe at gradual. In fact, sometimes I can be so impatient, I'm downright upset at how gradual growth is happening or how gradual change and improvement is happening. And then I know Spirit says, are you sure you want it suddenly? Because sudden change is oftentimes, it's much more difficult. It can bring with it a real challenge in keeping your equilibrium, in maintaining sort of the progress you've already made in maintaining that, the things in life that are important to you. It can be such a tower sometimes, even positive change, that it knocks you off your balance. So sometimes the gradual change and growth is the best because then we learn the most from it. These are lessons. That's wisdom. That's stuff that you're going to take with you to the calmer shore and build a good future upon. That's important stuff. And if change happens so quickly that we don't learn the things that our soul needs to learn during that time, then what's the purpose of it? This is a learning field. This present reality is a learning field, and we are here to grow. And that Six of Swords is taking anything that's been difficult or hard and making sure you're going to get the most out of it, making sure you turn it into lessons that help you build a better future. And sometimes that just takes time. All right. Well, I thank you all so very much. Have a great, great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.